Good morning, everybody. This is Phil Chenevert with Why Do We Say That? I admit to watching a lot of YouTube videos these days. I like them. And the trend is to what they call debunking things. There will be there are people with podcasts or talk that will say, I'm going to debunk. That person says that them flu shots will make me grow warts on my ears. Yes, they will. Well, and then another podcast will say, well, I'm debunking Larry's contention, that drinking water with fluorine in it will cause your teeth to fall out. And the other one will say, I'm going to debunk everything. The earth isn't round, is flat. I'm going to debunk them theories. Or Genesis is right up, whatever. Everything, it's a big word these days. So I'm going to talk about debunk. It's a fairly recent word in our language. Pardon me for the scratch, I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. And back in 1820, Felix, I shouldn't say that, right? Let me see what his name was. Well, it's North Carolina. Okay, back in the Congress of the United States, this is where that word comes from. Bunk. It starts with bunk, and later on, more recently, we've gotten the debunking. So, bunk means anything that's worthless. That's a lot of bunk. It's not true, worthless. Okay, in 1820, there was a big debate in the United States Congress about, well, even before this 40 years before the Civil War, a big debate about slavery and slavery states. So Missouri was wanting to come into the Union, and so the debate was, would they come in as a slave state or would they come in as a free state, meaning there would be no slavery allowed. And a lot of the tensions were high. The representatives would argue with each other, but one guy, Felix, I think his name was Felix Hunt. I know his first name was Felix. But he was a representative from North Carolina, specifically a county by the name of Bunkum. And the huge debate went on, and you may have known, or may know from your history, that the Compromise of 1840, Missouri Compromise, of course, it was made to allow Missouri to come into the Union as a slave state, but the compromise was that no state above that, I think it was 3630, would be allowed to come in. Every state above that line would come in as a free state. A lot of acrimony. So intentional, and they were going to take a vote when this guy raised his hand, and he took the floor from Bunkum County. He'd never said anything before. He sat there quietly, and he wanted to express his opinion, but they weren't happy about it, but they said, okay, go ahead. So he started talking, and he talked, and he talked, and he talked, and he talked. It went on and on and on. Apparently he had a stack of papers, and everybody would say, well, we want to vote on this. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And they would raise their question. What did you say? Question, and the speaker's supposed to stop. He didn't stop. He just kept on hammering away. Probably after 2 hours, he finished and he sat down. And afterwards, they asked him, why did you do this? It had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Well, he said, the people from my county, Bunkum County, expected me to make a speech in Congress. And by golly, I made one. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Had nothing to do with what they were talking about. Well, Bunkum, the people in Bunkum County, expected me to make a speech. So the word Bunkum started to mean something that was done simply for the sake of getting votes. It was didn't have anything to do with what was right or wrong. Just, I'm going to get votes with this. Bunkum. And then it was later shortened to bunk. That's a lot of bunk. That's where that word comes from. Picked up by the newspapers. Oh, they loved it. A lot of bunk. You do that, and then the English newspapers picked it up too. So it's a common phrase. Now, and then from that, debunk, meaning to say that ain't true. No, that's a lot of bunk. I'm going to debunk it. I'm going to remove your silly reasons for why the Earth is flat, or why the moon landings were faked, or why this was happened, or that's happened, or that. There are 1,000 entertaining videos on YouTube. I like to watch them. Some are better than others. So the word debunk is a good word. It comes from Bunkum County, North Carolina. Bunkum, I'm proud of you people. You set that man up there, and he made that speech. And I don't know what it was about, but it had nothing to do with slavery. Thank y'all for watching. This is Phil debunking or bunking. Maybe I'm giving you a lot of bunk. No, it's true. Thank y'all a lot, and have a wonderful new year, 2024. This is January the 16th, and my voice sounds weird. I love all of y'all.